Hello friends, welcome to my channel Latest Android. And so far you had already learned about the basic concepts of activity, how activity run in an Android device by fetching the different phases of an activity life cycle, and you had already learned about the concepts of multiple activity, how to link the multiple activities by using an intent concept, and you had already learned the basic contents of an intent object in the previous tutorial, that are first of all extras, data, action, categories, and more about that. Okay, so in this video tutorial you are going to learn about how to pass data from one activity to another activity and how to get back the results of that another activity to your current activity by using an intent object. You can also able to learn the how to create objects, means the intent object that I want to told you, that is how to create a intent object with 3 different ways. So let's start our tutorial. I am going to start my Android Studio software in my computer. So let's see that. It is running in my computer. Let's see. It is almost loaded. Now I am going to create a new project here. Okay, I am name it this new project as handling data, and I am choosing the empty activity here. I am name this activity as suppose activity 1. Notice that this activity is this activity's layout is activity underscore 1. I am going to finish this project. So you can build your own project into your own computer. So I just skip it because I am already told you in the previous video tutorial. So I am going to skip it. See my friends, my project is building here. Now I am going to create another activity under this same package, that is com.example.aahajira.handling data in my case. So I am right clicking on it and I am going to create a new activity here. Okay, that is an empty activity. I would like to name it as activity 2, and see my friends that this is under the same package. Okay, and I am going to finish this. Now this activity is building in my machine, so I am just skip it. My second activity is also built in the computer. Let's start our tutorial. So first of all I am going to move on to the first activity's design interface, that is activity underscore 1.xml. Now it is loading here. Let's see, this is loaded, and now I would like to change its layout as relative layout because it is very efficient. Relative layout, and I am going to stay this text view. I would like to say its position as center horizontal true, and I would like to say its layout margin top as 70 dp, and suppose its text size is 20 dp, and I would like to change its text caption. Suppose that this is the first activity. Okay, sp should use sp is whatever you use, that's not matter, but here I am also creating a new button and I am set its I would like to set it in the middle position. That's why I drew its center horizontal attribute and central vertical attribute. That's why, so that it can goes into the center. And I would like to caption its text as Android text, suppose next. When you click on the next button, then it goes into the next activity. Okay, then I would like to set a new event here, on click. When you click on the on click, then under this on click event, the on click event called the move page method that I am going to create in my activity 1. So let's see that. I am going to create public void move page by defining a parameter of a view object. I think my view class is not imported here. We need to import it into this activity. When you click on this button, then the on click, then the DVM call the move page method, which is already valued or already saved into the on click attribute of that button, if button view. Then button calls this move page method with its own view object by passing its own view object. Okay, so let's create an intent object, intent I think that intent class is not imported here. Next, I would like to initialize this intent object by calling new intent like this. So first of all, you see that you create the second activity here. When you pass a new action, then it finds nothing, DVM finds nothing. That's why you need to define its action here under the intent filter of the activity tag under the Android manifest.xml by set its action with a specified action name. The second activity's action is this, followed by its path name and its class name. So dot activity 2 and set its category Android, that is default, because this is not a launcher category. Launcher means what? When you set the category as a launcher, android.intent.category.launcher, then it shows on the first page of your application. When you click on the default, then it is a default type category. So by the way, let's create an intent object. I would like to create an intent object by passing an action of the second activity. So this is the action of the second activity. When you initialize this object, you can initialize this intent object as like this, and I would like to pass this object into the start activity method that is responsible for to start your second activity, specific intent action type activity. Because when the start activity execute by passing this, then DVM finds the specific action is stored into the action component of this intent object, that is this, by checking in the Android manifest.xml where is the specific path which is stored onto that component, intent object. Then when it finds that, then it calls the activity 2, means the whole activity. Here name it as activity 2, means this. Okay, so you can call or you can initialize the intent by directly passing the action without using the set action method, which I have already told you in the previous video tutorial. So you can, so let's before starting our next types of declaration of initialization of object, let's see this. I am going to run it in my emulator. Let's see, my friend, my project is running here. This is the first activity. Let's click on the next button. Now it is the second activity. Okay, let's see. So by these two way you can initialize your intent object, and the another way you can also initialize an intent object by passing the action and the data. So first of all, that should be noted that data components is basically used for to return a result from another activity to your current activity. Data component is used for to return a result from another activity to your current activity, and another component that I have already told you in the previous tutorial, extras, can be used to pass a string from one activity to, that means your source activity, to your destination activity, whereas data is used to return a result from your second activity to your current activity or any activity. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I am going to create an intent object into my second activity. It seems that my intent is not imported here, so let's initialize this intent object as like this: I equal to new intent by passing the action what I have told you of the first activity, that is this. This is my first activity's package name with the class name of the first activity, that is activity 1. Okay, so activity 1. So, and the another argument, that's so that you can also, by which you can also initialize your intent object, that is your data, without using the set data method. That is, suppose URI dot parse, and by passing a string, suppose welcome to YouTube. This parse method is a static method present in the URI class, because data component are passed to from an activity to another activity as a form of URI object. So that's why you need to pass your data through creating an URI object. So let's define your activity1.java file. Here I am going to action here of the second activity, that is already specified here in the Android manifest.xml file. So this is my second activity, and I am calling this activity for result. I am calling this second activity, and then this activity results the first activity. Okay, so here for this you need to create a button here. When you click on the button, then it passes the result to your first activity. Okay, so let's define its user interface as button Android layout center vertical true, layout center horizontal true. I am name this button as caption this button as Android text. Okay button suppose. Okay, so let's see my design interface, that is this is okay now. So here you need to pass another event for this corresponding button view, that is move page 1, which I am going to define this method here, public void move page 1 view is not imported here, you should import it. And when the button calls this method move page 1, then it calls the set result method to result to the first activity with the response code suppose 1 and result code suppose 1 and the intent object I, and then it finish the second activity. When the set result method execute by passing the intent object and the result code, then it calls the first activities a method named protected void on activity result by passing two integer argument. Suppose I name it as like this, a request code and a response code, and an intent object. Suppose this is data, and then you need to override this method by calling the superclass on activity result by passing your specified that is already coming from the second activity, request code, response code and data. Okay, so that's fine. Next, when this method execute, then you see that data comes as a result from the second activity to your first activity. So I am seeing you by displaying a toast on the first activity, that is toast.makeText this the class object, the text that is comes from the second activity, that is in the data object, intent object data. So data.get data method is responsible to get the data from that intent object, and you need to convert this data into the toString, because it is already converted into this second activity as a URI object. So you need to convert into the string object. That's so that your toast component can display it, and pass the store timing, in which time, how many times, means sorry, in which times this toast can be displayed. Now I am going to show this toast. So let's run our project. Sorry my friends, another fault is there. You need to pass the intent objects. That's a silly fact. Sorry my friends, building is error. That's sorry. You need to pass here a request code and a response code. So what is the problem here? Start activity for result. Only the intent object and one. Okay. So okay. First of all, you need to pass the intent object, then your result code, and then this activity is loaded. And when you click on the OK button of this second activity, then it calls the move page one method, and then the set result method is executed by passing the result code and this intent object, newly created intent object. And where in that intent object you are already set its data when it is initializing and its action. Okay, so let's run our project. My project is running in my emulator. So let's click on the next button. Now it is the second activity, and let's click on the OK button. Now it results the some string, that is welcome to YouTube. The second activity results to the first activity. Okay, so that's why, and in that manner you can also create an intent object like this without setting its data, without calling the set data method. You can also initialize the intent object by setting its action and URI parts argument into the intent constructor. Okay, so in the next I would like to tell you that the concept how to pass how to pass some strings from one activity to another activity. Means I would like to pass strings from the source activity to this activity 2, means the destination activity. So to do this, you need to use the component that is extras component that I have already told you in the previous video tutorial. Extras component. To use this extras component, you need to create a bundle object. Bundle. Then I would like to initialize this bundle object by calling the constructor of bundle. Then bundle means a branch of something that in the short words that is represented in English as bundle. Then you can store bundle of strings followed by the key value. That is, I would like to key this as string 1, suppose string 1, and its string value like as welcome to my channel. Okay, followed by the key value, because bundle is acts like as a data structure. Means as like as a hash data structure or a hash table. You see that you will already learn that in a hash data structure, data is stored followed by a key value. So then I would like to pass the my friends, put this bundle into my extras component of that intent object by passing the bundle object. Okay, so now your extras component is putted by the bundle object, so you can display it from this activity to activity by display a toast component. So I'd like to display these strings here. So let's create a bundle object to gather the information, to gather the returned bundle object which is stored in the extras component of the previous intent. So to acquire the previous intent, you need to create another intent object I1. This object is already created, and that is which is already passed from this activity 1 to activity 2. So we need to store this intent from this first one by call the get intent method. When you call this get intent method, this method returns the intent object that is comes from this source, from this activity 1 activity, and stores it into that intent object. Okay, so you can able to store the extras component to your bundle object of that second activity that is already stored into that first activity. First activity's intent, that is I1 dot get extras. By calling this get extras method of the first activity's intent, you can gather the bundle object, okay, and stores it into that bundle object. So let's display this toast component into that activity, test that it is comes from that first activity or not. This bundle dot get string, get string with the specified key value, that is string 1. I think that is it string 1. Yes sir, it is string 1. Now you need to timing this toast component by passing the toast argument toast dot length long, and then you need to show this toast component into the second activity. So if this toast component works, then you finalize that your data, or means your string is coming from the source activity to this destination activity. So let's run our project. So my project is running here. Let's see my friends, my project is running in my emulator. So let's click on the next button. Then you see that I think that there is an error, my computer is hang. So now I recovered it. So let's click on the next button. let's see, the data is passed from the first activity. Sorry, the string is passed from the first activity. Let's click on the OK button. Now see that the second activity results to this first activity. Okay, so by using these concepts, you can pass data from the source activity to your destination activity, or you can get results back to your destination activity to your source activity. Okay, and I have already told you how to create an intent object in three different ways: by using actions, by using your source and destination class names, and the third one, that is by using your action of the first activity and your data without calling the setData method. So if you like my videos, please like, comment and share, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button for more videos, or you can also click on the bell icon for latest notification from my channel. So stay happy, stay cool. Thank you for watching my video. Let's Tata.